You can't have young people believing that anything and everything goes. You know what I'm saying? Even like the gangsters from the past, they knew you do not like literally the reason this started was because somebody had the balls to go and with a public official. Like that was a no-go. Even Ray Edmond knew you better not touch anybody downtown. I don't care if it's a pigeon downtown. If it's by that White House, you don't touch it, or they will shut the city down. But for some reason, now you feel like anything goes, and that's what it is. Like that downtown is holy ground. Everybody in DC know you do what you do, but downtown is holy ground. Most of us don't even go there unless we got court. You know what I'm saying? Like, but for some reason, them lessons didn't come. They didn't get down to the youth, and they learn in this way.
Quan, what up, fam?
What's good, man?
You got it, bro. What's going on?
What, man? It's bad, man.
It's
But
bad.
I've been telling people, man. Like I'm in the classroom. I see this stuff firsthand.
Mm-hmm.
I've been telling people, everybody that knows, like Trump is gonna shut this down. I've been warning them about the homeless, and I to everybody that I knew, I told them like, young, y'all not just gonna keep terrorizing. Like at some point, somebody's gonna come in and they're gonna clean house, and it's from top to bottom.
Yep.
It's from top to bottom, and it's like everybody's Johnny come lately now. Everybody's screaming for community now. Everybody wants to, you know what I'm saying? It's like I don't want to say it's too late, but you know what I'm saying? I've been out doing work since I got out of school. That was the time to really try to do a lot of these organizing things and trying to reach the youth, and you know what I'm saying? That's what drove me to the classroom.
Mm-hmm.
But every time I try to get people to go to the classroom, everybody want to party, everybody want to do this, everybody want to do that. And it's like, now stuff like this is happening to the youth, and everybody's looking around wondering why this and why that. And it's like, young, stuff like this had to be done 15, 10, 12 years ago. You can't just up and decide that now that everything's coming to this point that y'all want to be a community, y'all want to do this, y'all want to protest. I don't want to say it's over, but you know what I'm saying? Like it's a lot of I don't know, man. And then like I think I think he doing the Rudy Giuliani shit, the stop and frisk, he got checkpoints. People can't drive certain places. Like it's bad, man.
Yeah, man. But like you said, it's something that's been building up and brewing for so long, right? And when you had the opportunity to handle it at the level of, the mayor, the police, and all this other shit, so on and so, they didn't do it. So
Yeah,
now he put his foot down because, like you said, but at the end of the day, not only is the nation's capital, bro, that's a huge, huge tourist thing. You know what I'm saying? A huge tourist destination for the world. Okay, Washington D.C. This is the nation's capital.
yeah,
Niggas like the nation's capital. People from all around the world come to Washington D.C., bro. You know what I'm saying? So you don't want that to be the representation that the world sees when they get there. And now, you know what I'm saying? You got to worry about some Japanese or motherfucking person from Dubai getting their motherfucking, you know what I'm saying, getting all their belongings took by one of these wild ass fucking YNs, bro. You feel me? So like, yeah, man, people don't understand how this shit go. Let me read the super
yeah. And
chat.
it's like it's like, man, in some of these commits, like you know, that's why to an extent I never really respected the gangsterism and the stuff that people always look up, because it's like y'all use military grade stuff all day, all day. But these people are now doing militaristic shit to y'all. And this is what this is what it is. That's it. But you know, let one of us be walking down the street and we gotta be on point. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, man, I just, man, for me, I'm conflicted. You know what I'm saying? I'm not really super hard on either side. I feel like it's necessary, but at the same time, it's like we all being punished. You know what I'm saying?
Mm.
It ain't just, you know, crime, so to speak. It's everybody.
Well, this is a test run to see how it's gonna go, and if they have good results, this will spread out around the country. Trust and believe that shit. Trust and believe
Yeah,
it's gonna happen. Right?
yeah.
Like
So
I think it's a multi faceted program for they was gonna try this with the certain things. Now that shit, I'm not with the whole, because that's really some low key big brother shit, and you know, overreach to a degree if it start going too far. But at the same time, you kind of can't fight it when you have these places, these major cities, you know what I'm saying, that can't handle crime, and you can't have the major tourist destinations and these major places of income and revenue for the country being the
mhm.
worst possible representations of the country. You feel me? It just ain't good for business all the way around.
Yeah, yeah. My only concern though, fantastic, it really why I got up here is the youth, because school is starting, and the way that he's kind of rolling this thing out, it's like on site. Is no real like discernment of who's what and what's what. And because it's not local police, I don't want them sort of mistaking certain youth for criminals,
Uh,
because that's what's kind of been happening with like not necessarily the youth, but just people outside. But like
mm,
I don't want kids that's going to school that just so happen to be, you know, doing what youth do in terms of playing and hanging out, and you know what I'm saying? I don't
mm.
want that to be criminalized. That's my only pushback.
No,
Is that
I definitely agree with that. I don't think the children should suffer, but I'm pretty sure that's something that he's aware of, because at the end of the day, it's always going to be a PR aspect to this for him, the
yeah,
media thing, and they're looking for a mistake and stuff like this. So I'm pretty sure they're telling them and they're putting out, hey man, you know, hey, this motherfucker look a little young and they ain't got nothing, they're not doing nothing crazy, they ain't holding no pistol, they ain't got no drugs or whatever. Hey, you know, kid gloves, handle them like children, because the last thing we need.
yeah, because it has been a one incident. I don't know if you saw it. It was a protester, not a protester. She's like a community organizer.
Mm-hmm,
She had gotten arrested for video recording them being a little rough with the youth
mm-hmm,
over the fair. You know what I'm saying? So like under normal circumstances, if we understand that as youth, if it's transit police, you kind of use your discretion.
uh-huh.
But because it's, you know, every police officer you can name down that junk, it's like the aggression is on 10. I don't want certain situations that was usually handled a little delicately to just be leading to kids being, you know what I'm saying?
You know, I definitely agree with that. I don't think kids should be, especially like say innocent kids or whatnot, should be victim to any type of, you know, over policing and police brutality or, you know, aggressiveness or any of those things. I think that's something to where the dude, to his credit, have to do to where you have to have these conversations with the police and you know, see, be like, hey man, what are we doing here? Because like you said, now these are people that don't have any attachment to the actual neighborhood at all. It's just like, hey, we were told to come here, shit been federalized. I'm doing my
Yeah.
job and so forth. So yeah,
Yeah,
let me
but
also.
my overall stance though is like, man, this is, you know, it's bad, but this is what it had to, this is what it came to,
Yeah,
because it's too much. It's too much that has went down. No one can talk to anybody. You know what I'm saying? Like people's properties getting destroyed, people lives are being destroyed, and it's like at some point somebody has to say, somebody has to stop this. Like, you can't have young people believing that anything and everything goes. You know what I'm saying? Even like the gangsters from the past, they knew you do not, like, literally the reason this started was because somebody had the balls to go and fuck with a public official. Like, that was a no-go. Even Ray Edmond knew you better not touch anybody downtown. I don't care if it's a pigeon downtown. If it's by that White House, you don't touch it, or they will shut the city down. But for some reason, our youth feel like anything goes, and that's what it is. Like, that downtown is holy ground. Everybody in DC know you do what you do, but downtown is holy ground. Most of us don't even go there unless we got court. You know what I'm saying? Like, but for some reason, them lessons didn't come. They didn't get down to the youth, and they learn in this way.
Man, West M for 757. All right, okay, VA. I don't agree with the teacher dude. Why can't I be protected like the white folks working downtown? Protect me like I'm in the White House.
I said it was an unwritten rule. I ain't say it was right, but Fanta, I want to speak on another point. Because you always hear a lot of people saying like, "Yo, we should have programs and things for the youth and all of these types of things." And it's like, I hear people when they say that, but what people got to understand is that you can't have these things and also not show up to community meetings and not vote on certain things and not be at budget meetings, because whenever it's time to talk about the money that the city is spending, we're nowhere there. We're not at any of the. I've been singing this same tune for years. When I go to a community meeting, fantastic, I promise you, I am the only person of my age at these community meetings, at these budget meetings. It might be me and some older people there. And when people look at that, that's your representation. They're not going to give you anything if you don't show up to do the political part of what it takes to get programs to your city and mentorship, because nobody's going to do any of these things for free.
Facts.
We need the
Facts.
budget. We need these things set aside in order for these programs to be here. And it's like, it ain't that people don't want to do them. It's that we need community support, meaning we need people that's going to go to meetings. We need people that's going to advocate for the budget. We need people that's going to vote. And none of that stuff costs any money, but it's always, we're not there. Like, we just had an election, and I want to say they said it was like, what, 16% of people that voted. You know what I'm saying? And that's across the board, all across the nation. We're not showing up. And then we cry community when these things happen. We wonder why the youth don't have nothing. But yet when it's time for the RFPs to come around for the budget and for all of these meetings, for community meetings to happen, we not there. And it's like, man, I don't be wanting to hear that, because the same people that's crying community will never go to a community meeting. You'll never see them at a budget hearing.
Facts. It's all old women and sexuals who are trying to pass their agendas. Nobody else come.
That's crazy. I ain't saying all of that, but I'm just saying, man, like, I don't want to seem like it's too late, but a lot of this work that people want right now, you had to been doing this stuff for years.